Roey Gilad is charge d'affaires of the Israeli embassy in Ankara, and he joins us now live. Thanks so much for speaking to us. We appreciate it. I mean, this is unprecedented territory for Israel. What does it mean for a government to face, this kind of deadlock and the prospect of a third election within 1 year? Is something terribly wrong here?
Well, there are calls to amend the democratic system in Israel, as one can expect. Nevertheless, if this will happen, it will take place only after the establishment of the new government. So it's not clear now whether we are going for a third round. We still have 21 days for the Israeli parliament to try to reach a kind of a solution. Either or, I believe that between January and the latest April, May, Israel is going to have a stable government.
And why do you believe that? Do you think a third election will bring that stability?
So first of all, like most Israeli citizens, I do hope that there will not be a need for a third round. But Israel is a state that is leaning on a strong legislation. We don't have a constitution, but we have a legislation. If indeed the parliament will fail to establish a new cabinet, a new government in the next 21 days to come, unfortunately, we will need to go for a third round of elections. As you said, Andrea, it's unprecedented. Nevertheless, this is not the end of the world. Eventually, either in January, if indeed the parliament will manage to establish a cabinet, or the latest, I would say, in April or May, if indeed we shall need another round of elections somewhere in March, we shall have a stable government in Israel. And this is for this government to decide whether we need to amend the system or we do not need to amend the election system.
Okay. I mean, it might not be the end of the world, but still, how much more can the Israeli public actually take? The Knesset has serious work to do on a lot of domestic issues that it is in serious part failing to get done because of this deadlock.
I agree with you. I will use your question, Andrea, to say that unlike what some people might think, that this is all about personal ambition and vendetta, at the end of the day, there are very serious, I would say, political issues that are in debate among the Israeli people. And what we see now on the Israeli arena is basically reflecting those I would say, conflicts within the Israeli people, questions that has to do about the relationship between state and the church, economic challenges, things that has to do with the Palestinian questions. Israeli people are indeed divided, and what you see now on the political arena is a reflection of those divisions. However, and that's my point, Israeli democracy is second to none. And at the end of all this chaos, I think we shall see a strong government that will be able eventually to address all those extremely important questions.
Right. To be fair, in Israel's defense, you're not the only country dealing with, a deeply divided public and serious political deadlock at present. It almost seems to be a global theme right now. Let me ask you this, though. How much does it matter to you and your party, though, that all this is happening kind of under the shadow of a prime minister who is still facing potential indictments over corruption charges? Is that looming large, or is that one of the last things Israelis actually want to think about right now anyway?
No, look, I don't hide the facts. That's an issue. This issue was highlighted in the campaign, in the elections campaign. It's being discussed in Israel day in and day out. According to the Israeli system, everybody is innocent until proven guilty. So if eventually, even if there is an indictment, he will be brought to court and then the court will decide. But according to the Israeli system, everybody is innocent until proven guilty.
Right. But if you do finally, as you expect to see, reach a stable government come spring, will it all be thrown potentially into disarray again if these charges actually do come to fruition and a proper prosecution is made of
So according to the Israeli system, if a minister is being indicted, he has to resign. If a prime minister is being indicted, he doesn't have to resign. I think it is expected for the general attorney in Israel to publish his conclusions as for whether the prime minister needs to be indicted or not within a very short time. So you can invite me again, Andrea, to this studio in a week or two, and by then I think the picture will be clearer.
We will do, Roey Gilad. Thank you so much for joining us there from Ankara. It's greatly appreciated.